is on the topic, how to achieve procurement excellence in 100 days. And for this, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Gaurav Baheti, founder and CEO at Procol. Giving a brief introduction, Gaurav is an entrepreneur and an engineer by background. He has been featured in Forbes 30, Under 30 for Asia Pacific, and have worked with Google in New York and Zomato in the early days. He has founded Procol in 2018, a next-generation procurement solution designed to transform the business landscape in India. And with this, please welcome Mr. Gaurav with a huge round of applause.
Before I start, thank you UBS for organizing this wonderful session. In fact, this is one of those sessions that I'm attending where I can see it adds value to the community. Everyone comes here with a vision of making procurement as excellent as they can to the best of their efforts. And hopefully, with the ecosystem present here, there's so much learnings to be shared out here that every single person has something to take away, is what I believe in. There are partners, ecosystem partners who are here. You have everyone in the same place. I have not seen many events like this, so thank you for hosting this. Today, my topic here of discussion is achieving procurement excellence in 100 days. And I'll talk about how I selected this topic in the first place. My rationale behind this was coming from our journey of 4 years in the industry so far. Procol was founded in October 2018. Last month we covered 4 years. And in the last 4 years, we were able to speak with almost 500 customers and procurement leaders in these 500 enterprises. And it gave us a lot of insights in terms of what are best practitioners in every industry doing and what are they doing so differently that's making them stand out. And I believe those are important learnings for us to share for making sure procurement is running best in every single organization, which is what our mission is here. To start with, I want to talk about next generation procurement leaders. The customers that we serve have taken a bet on us, a chance by adopting Procol. But data suggests that the average tenure of a procurement leader is 4 to 6 years in a company they end up leading. Their success is backed by a proven track record of 15 to 25 years. And I'm sure you all can relate here. Today, on this forum, I also have Mr. 𝗷𝗊𝗄𝗃, which I'd like to introduce.
Hello, everyone.
𝗷𝗊𝗄𝗃 has the photo there. The background is, last year in January, I was selling to him Procol solutions. And I never imagined that we would end up working together. The idea came from a very small thing that we want to change something in procurement. And he had 20 years of experience in procurement. We came from technology background. I worked at Google in New York. I came back to India, worked on 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗶 app that Modi ji launched in 2016 after Demon. So we knew there is an opportunity to build something remarkable in procurement. Technology we understood. Mr. 𝗷𝗊𝗄𝗃 joined us to build expertise and excellence in procurement. And so his expertise, along with our technology expertise, went on to the market to understand what can we do best, how do companies achieve procurement excellence fast. So to begin with, we came up with a simple 3-step framework, which we like to talk about here. Number 1, analyze. Number 2, strategize. Number 3 is execute. And I'm sure you must have heard about this in a lot of forums, in a lot of sessions. We are here to share some real examples and case studies that went down in figuring out why this stands true for us and why it stood true for the customers we serve. every customer we went into, we saw a similar pattern, that this is how procurement excellence is derived. This is exactly how they were repeating over and over again with every procurement leader conversation. 2 months ago, I was talking to a CPO of a 30,000 crore company based out in India and globally headquartered in various other geographies. The mandate was very simple. They want to transform their procurement fast, and they could not do so with any traditional platforms. We had to figure out a way, and we started with analysis. And so I could see with such conversations how CPOs are looking and procurement leaders are looking to make change. So starting with analysis, strategize, and moving on to execute, we'll quickly run through each of these and then talk about how we can implement these things. Number one is analyze. Analyze is basically qualitative and quantitative, figuring out what is the current as a state, where are we today, realistically, where do we stand in terms of our stakeholders, in terms of our suppliers and spend. We call it 3S or an S3. So broadly, these are the areas where we would work with our customers to figure out their current systems and processes. First, talking about stakeholders and suppliers, we have, in stakeholders, we have the procurement team, we have the business, we have senior management, and then we have suppliers. Each of these people play a very key role in identifying what does it take to make procurement successful. How do they see where do we stand today? And we found out that most procurement leaders are able to figure out with all the different stakeholders where do they stand. This is not a key challenge that they face in their day-to-day operations. The first thing that they do is figure out where do we stand. And then they look at something that fascinates them, which is data. And that's what I wanted to come to next, which is, analyzing spend. They basically go down, dig deep in figuring out where are the opportunities in this thousands of crores of spend that we do. They try to break it down category-wise. They try to dig deep in each opportunity that they find. And then they start profiling all the categories. They don't jump to conclusions as of yet. They don't start executing. But this is all qualitative and quantitative analysis that they do to figure out where do they stand currently. Now, important thing is that customers, when they try to get into this analysis, they are troubled with a lot of bottlenecks, which does not make it a successful exercise, or it takes months. Sometimes in our conversation, it took a customer 18 months to get all data together. And that was just mind-blowing. We look at, broadly, we figured it was just in multiple ERPs for multiple instances. It was in emails, it was in chats. Data was all around the place. It was no single way to figure out what is happening. And so we look at analysis solution stack. And with every step, we would like to share what our learnings have been on what solution could have been done to make it faster. For analysis solution stack, we found out one, master data management, business analysis templates, and spend analysis dashboards. Typically solve the problem of analysis for any company. The way we run this is master data management is, all of us know that somebody has created a product A, somebody else has created a product B. They were both requesting the same thing from a common supplier, but there were just multiple products in the ERP created. When you try and rationalize that spend, it becomes very messy, and there is no real insight found from that spend analytics exercise. So first is centralizing all of the data, cleaning it up, and reclassifying it, which is possible with master data management tools. Business analysis templates lead you to identify where are the opportunities, and we'd be happy to show you how each of these templates look post the session. But we ended up creating some templates which helped these procurement leaders get done with their exercise faster of analysis. Moving on to spend analysis dashboards, and we have seen multiple solutions here today talking about what spend analysis can do. But broadly, we classify them into three categories. category dashboards, supplier dashboards, and process dashboards. And add up with alerts and notifications on top so that you're always on top of data. You have to do this exercise once so that further in execution phase, you will be able to extract whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. And that's the power of data. Moving on to the phase 2, which is strategize. We talk about 2 areas of strategy here, which is process and profits. I'm excluding people here because I truly believe there are seasoned professionals here who have worked with larger organizations and teams and understand how to work and drive teams at scale. So talking about processes and profits, as you will build an understanding of the business that you have been told to handle, you will have to focus on facts, ways to drive people, and a digital procurement strategy for your org. That will ensure you can move quickly forward with the support of a high-performing team. You should also be in a strong position to communicate success to each and every stakeholder member of your team. But coming down to what each of these mean. Identifying process needs. This becomes very difficult when you have been handed over a mammoth business which is generating, say, thousands purchase requests a week or even a month. Going deeper in identifying what is happening in the business, what does the process look like. There can be a process workflow chart that you all will be in, but you will all find that in X case, in Y case, things work differently. And so we tried to look at the common questions that we were asking these procurement leaders, which helped us identify where can we find any potential gaps, if any, or help them find any potential gaps, if any. Few questions I would like to point out here. What is the average PR to PO lead time? How many people here know, by show of hands, their average PR to PO lead time currently in that? That's great. I really appreciate this. Almost 30–40% people here know what their PR to PO lead time is. But knowing this metric itself made a huge difference in trying to optimize this metric. When we talk to buyers about why do you want to optimize this metric? Oh, yeah, sorry. They typically have multiple answers, but the simple answer is inventory, capital. It's stuck because of the higher lead times. There are a bunch of these and we can help you identify how can we expedite or find more process gaps. There are a few more I can talk about, which is how do you find where the PRs are stuck? You will always get a request from a stakeholder that my procurement is not happening on time, and you will be led with the answerability on that particular call. What do I reply to this? Have no revert, you will have to check email, where is this stuck? But again, it'll take another day to get that revert. So the employee happiness delight goes low. They always complain about procurement being slow. We typically look at that as procurement process gaps and try to solve it with our solutions. Jumping on, I can now quickly take you through the entire thing. Aiming for profits, we have few strategy frameworks, but you all know how category strategies could work. There are few like the procurement chessboard, Krajcik metrics, Porter's 5 forces model, all talk about different ways of methods where complexity of markets, importance of purchase, buyer power, supplier power can be mapped to classify your categories and build a right strategy for each category. Final phase is execution, but it all starts in execution with right communication. Right communication, as we all know, happens very transparently, openly, and crisply. We all know when it happens. It's very clear. If we have been given an objective, it's either clear or there are questions around it. But broadly, we have identified that all leaders set the clear expectations from day one on communicating to their teams. They influence their team on what needs to be done, has to be done. They set the key qualitative and quantitative measures that matter to achieve their objectives. And they monitor the activities as the weeks and months progress by. Quarter reviews are like quite delayed in our opinion in today's changing business world. This is our execution solution stack. we pair this up with first RFX, which is request for anything, plus note for approvals. Then we have negotiation strategies and end-to-end integrations. There's lot of details into each of these, but end up creating a solution for the end user where they are able to create the best procurement excellent org within their organizations. Finally, in execution, you always have to keep adapting to the new reality. The world is moving very fast. Business models are reinventing. Times have been uncertain for the last 2 and 3 years. We have to be flexible and agile with our execution approach no matter what, which means the technology itself that we use go redundant for a lot of times. We look at our other solutions which were built almost decades ago and work on the same technology today. We feel world can move faster and be much more flexible than how it was back then. Just talking a bit about Procol before we wrap this up. We call ourselves next generation procurement, but the idea comes from the place where technology changes every year. Honestly, you will hear some blockchain coming up. There are applications on blockchain more coming up. There's AI. There's tons of hundreds and thousands of papers being published in AI every year. So how does one keep up with whatever is happening in the world? We were born with a simple mission of delivering value to customers, making doing business easy. That's broadly what we want to do. When we work with customers, we realize and see how they are looking for help, seeking help, and are looking for just the right partner to get things done. They're not looking for jargons. They're not looking for technology confusing partners. They're looking for a simple, understandable partner who can work with them to build a roadmap and get them the solution of what they're looking for. That's broadly how we started. In just 4 years, Procol sourcing, 𝗍𝗃 has enabled 10,000 crores of sourcing procurement for 75 plus reputed enterprises and 25,000 suppliers. And this is in India, and we're building this in India for the world. That's what we intend to do with our solutions. With this, also, the real procurement strategy that you want to aim for or want to get to, we believe it requires a solution and not a product. We tried it, selling product, but buying product does not solve customers' problem. They used to buy it, but it did not work and the projects failed. So we have designed our solution in a way that it sticks and it delivers the value. And we always talk about values and numbers and not what language we are built in. We like to focus on business metrics that deliver business impact, and that's what's core to Procol. A bit of background about all of us here. I'm Gaurav, I'm the founder and CEO. I was at Google in New York and Zomato before that. Was mentioned by Forbes. This is my co-founder Sumit, he's the CTO. We have Mr. 𝗍𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, Chief of Procurement at Procol. He was previously at 𝗪𝗏 and 𝗙𝗵𝗵𝗃, where he was the executive director. We have 𝗧𝗍𝗃 Taparia, who is the business head at Procol. He is also with us here today. And Gaurav Guha, who is the director of enterprise business here at Procol. The team, we have a team of overall 120 people now with expertise in technology, procurement, supply chain, risk, coming from startups so we can work fast, agile, nimble, and at large companies so we understand compliance, risk, and reliability more than anything else. That's all about for us from us today. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for that insightful session.